ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to Rival Esports and welcome back to the second half of the European Rival Series play-ins. My name is Craftman. I'm your host, taking through the second half of this stream, joined by Mr. Eternal J and Mr. Digital Bacon as well. And we are so excited. We've got 4 more places left in the European Rivals Series. Eight teams that will qualify today. 4 are already in, 4 to go to join up to a 10-team roster on the Rival Series. It's going to be so exciting for this season. I can't wait to see what's going to happen in the rest of the show. Jay, you were with obviously Chrome and Jam for the start. Bacon, you're now just joining us. Have you been watching any? And so far, what's been your most exciting series?
Yeah, I got to see quite a bit on earlier, and I'm going to say it was probably the Fadeaway versus Vertex game, purely because Fadeaway looked like hot, something I'm not allowed to say on this stream. So
we'll keep it clean.
I'm excited to see what.
Clean,
I'm excited to see what they can do, because I'm getting a lot of like Savage vibes, you know, from seasons gone, where essentially I could see them get through the season and then maybe even jump right up into RLCS, which is always an exciting story, considering this is a team that are basically chock full of RLCS talent.
Yeah, I'm going to chime in real quick in an agreement right there, actually. Like, you know, that was something that I kind of tried to point out earlier on. I don't know if it really got across, but that does remind me a lot of how Savage sort of like formed up like 3 talents of like really underrated players who kind of got dropped from their own respective rosters, and now they're here looking good. You know, I know that me and Bacon have talked a lot over the last couple of weeks about how we don't have a whole lot of, we have our doubts in this roster. Me in particular, I had doubts about those guys, but they've made it in, so they're proving me wrong, and that probably has been my highlight match of the day. But as you say, there's still 4 more slots to go, so there's plenty more action to come, Crafters.
Absolutely, and Bacon, just to pick up your point about the Fadeaway game, they're one of my most impressive teams so far. Honestly, the bumping plays that they had when they were taking on who were they taking on? Vertex, who we're actually about to see just now against 1BAM 2BAM. It's something that teams are just going to have to consider, and it's a meta that we've not seen around for a while. It's starting to make a comeback with these guys.
Yeah, at the moment it is all about that bumping, very aggressive play and pace. Pace is everything at the moment. That's why mechanics are so sort of valued, especially at that RORS level, and that's hence how Savage were just basically able to sweep everything through 2 seasons ago. It's just even more escalated now, especially with the Spanish gameplay style, which is coming through quite a lot. And the only reason why me and Jay sort of had doubts about this Fadeaway roster is just because we didn't see them at anything other than Montreal. We hadn't seen them in any of the EU online tournaments, even though I'm going to have a dig at this. Tigray putting out the tweet saying, oh, there's no EU online tournaments, thank God RORS is back. And we're like, no, there's the esports managements each week. We had the Rewind Trials. There, of course, was the Rival Summer Open and that. So there are tournaments going on, and we were just a little bit annoyed by this statement. Just there, like, no, you're holding yourself back. This is why we had nothing to judge on you. And we know definitely with LANs, there can be that sort of flash in the pan on the day sort of performance. And that's why we weren't so convinced. But them turning up today is great for us to see. And like I said, an exciting prospect to go forward.
Fantastic. It was fantastic to see as well. But obviously they took on Vertex, who against Fadeaway didn't look like the best of teams, but now they're taking on 1BAM 2BAM for a place in the Rival Series. Jay, what can you tell us about this 1BAM 2BAM team? Because we've not seen on stream just as of yet. Steak, Mike, Point, Justice, names that people know, and they've been making some noise during the offseason.
Yeah, Justice and Mightball, you'll know, as part of the dynamic duo from the Netherlands region. That was the only other Netherlands team that managed to do so well alongside the likes of Echo Zulu. I believe they're part of MCon, if memory serves me correctly. So, you know, Baker's the historian.
That's the 2BAM.
He's on about.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the 2BAM part. The 1BIM part is Steak. And Steak was originally, if I recall correctly, one of the subs for GC, not GC Aura. That memory's going to serve me correctly, but the point is that he's actually a Spanish player that has competed at the top end of the Spanish sort of scenes, and it doesn't matter what that team is. He's probably going to be one of our guys to watch in this one. This is actually a team that constructively, it looks like it might be able to do some damage.
Yeah, so that Steak came sort of from that Unique Stars lineup. We saw him near enough hand in hand with Zedo previously. So for him to come through here, sort of leave that team which he had formed a great alliance with, and then join these two other lads from MCON, they just seem to have got stronger. For me, this is a team that needs the tension, needs the stakes literally on the line to do well, because if there's not that on the line, they don't really perform to the best of their ability. So here, I think even though they've had to make the lower bracket run, they could do a little bit of an upset.
They could, and Vertex, we did say they weren't looking the strongest against that fadeaway earlier on, but this is a team that has a lot of talent. Koka especially, we saw him in the Renegade Cup way at the end of last year and the start of this year, of course, as well. And with the likes of Vertex and Dooman, they could do some damage. As we get this game started, quick predictions, guys. Who do you think's taking this and how much?
I'm all aboard the Bim Bam side. It can't be anything less bacon.
Yeah, definitely. We've seen these lads. I've definitely been a massive fan of them, Jay. Vertex, after what we saw earlier, they're going to have to go away, and I'm hoping they've used that last, say, hour to just recollect themselves, because they're going to need it, because this is a tough opponent.
Well, let's get into this game. Exclamation mark Bim in the chat, exclamation mark Vertex. If you think Vertex will take it, who's going to win this one? Guys, take it away.
Well, already some decent defense have held up on the one Bim, two Bam side, because they just triple committed on that last shot that came in from the Vertex boys. They have got a bit of pressure over to the orange half. I will admit that was pretty sloppy, but it did hold down the back line. Now Demo's coming in from Rizex as him and Dumayan go to the backboard, leave it for the third man who has rotated back for boost. So Koka unable to strike back on the blue half.
Yeah, watch what Justice will do with this, though. He's trying to just pull out those defenders, and did pull out too. They've got to be careful at the moment. I'm seeing this Vertex side, and they're playing into the hands of the one Bim, two Bam lads. They're just wanting to pull these defenders, create those openings, and then they'll go for an infield pass or a backboard pass and essentially knock it away easy peasy.
Ball in, good shot from State, blocked out by Rizex, looking like it might have been bit of an awkward defensive held out, but so far it is holding together. Vertex do get the rotations back together and their main men over to the back line. Stake and Justice challenging for midfield control, but challenging each other more than anything else. Get it out temporarily to that orange corner. Try and hold again the midfield line, and then eventually Dumayan will break forward. Rizex will pass back into him, try and get up to that last shot. Justice will be able to defend against it. Stake able to pass up to Justice as well to try and keep the offensive play going. All control, Koka. Good bump again. Defensive against Justice's shot. Can again get the counter-attack set up. Past most of the defenders as well. Justice in an awkward position. That is looking very sloppy indeed, Bacon. You mentioned it earlier, and that whole setup seemed to highlight it there.
Yeah, and definitely what we're seeing right now, two teams playing under a lot of nerves. That's why you're seeing these little whiffs. They're close to the mark, but that tension really gets them. You know, not only on stream to over 1,500 people there at home, but win this series and you go to RLRS, that is a lot on the line.
Ball out into that box again. The defensive will just get the clearance together. Mike Boyd with a demo will try to take out some players from the back line. But at halftime, it's still 0-0. Koka and Dumayan able to get control, flick back and try and set up the offensive here, but so far not to be on the part of Vertex. They have struggled to get those shots on target. There is a little bit of presence from one Bim, two Bam over in the orange half. So far not able to strike in. They are going to set themselves up. Mike Boy past the Justice. State's going to go back for boost though. They've used a lot of it just to make the progression up to this orange half. As Mike gets it out to the midfield, Koka will intercept, try shoot on target. Rizex tries to insert himself into the line of Stake, but Stake will be able to get that save. Keep it away for the moment. That ball is still dangerous. Koka can get a chance to strike off the crossbar. No one's there to defend it. Dumayan is eventually teed off by one of the defense, but they left so much room for Vertex to strike.
Yeah, this is very weird from both two sides, where they're just probably a bit too calm right now. I was saying about worrying about nerves. They seem to have just closed their eyes to it and allowing a lot of room to walk the ball on in. Lucky they didn't come out on top, but these two teams are playing very odd to one another.
Ball out from that corner again, trying to get some pressure going for Team Vertex, but as of right now, everything is kind of holding the line. Ball in over to that corner. Justice trying to get off to that backboard as he does come through. Koka trying to chase him. Good shot close to the target. Second touch could be allowed. Mike Boy off the post. And Koka able to just tee it away. Able to control off that ceiling shot, leaving it to Rizex as he holds the midfield dominance off to that backboard. Mike Boy able to control. Stake with a demo, might open up the midfield of his own right, and Koka just barely just get that defensive together. Does force the Bim Bam side to get back out of position as he passes to Rizex off that backboard. Will not be allowed for Mike Boy. He's able to hold the defense.
Yeah, you could see that demo from Stake earlier was actually massive to allow bit of breathing room for the lads to essentially not get all that pressure. And we saw around the world rotation, but that was just purely down to the skill.
30 seconds and pressure not favouring either side. It will on the midfield as Duman passes to Koga. Great passing plays to set things up, but Stake able to block it. Third man nowhere to be seen. Rezex tries to come forward, but that challenge from Justice will block the ball's momentum, stop it going any further than the midfield line. Duman will continue the pressure though. Justice 1 point of boost. Pass out. No one's in net. Mike Boy will just get back in time. As Stake comes out, Duman can respond off to the backboard. Koga comes out for the shot, but Justice pushes it further, and a bump in from Rezex will keep that ball on the floor. 0-0 for game one. We're in overtime, Bacon.
You can definitely tell it feels like it's a finals. You definitely know this is a spot for RORS. It might have been clean sweeps earlier on, but now this looks like it's going to come down all to the wire. So these teams, they're reaching squeaky bum time.
Squeaky bum time indeed. This is the last chance saloon for both of these sides. This is their only opportunity to qualify for the RLRS. They have lost out in the upper bracket. It's all lowest from here. It's qualify or die trying. The ball inside that box will be cleared off by Mike Boy, close to the backboard of his own right. Zoom in over to the orange corner as Coca ahead of Petit past Stake. Got that sideboard with Rizex as well. Passing back in, great sequence of the 1-2-1 pass, but it will be able to control it. Mike Boy also challenging Zoom in position into that corner. Justice passes back over. Rizex, Zoom in also being challenged inside that corner. Bounce off the ceiling. Can't go for this shot. It doesn't look like it's up for this for the most part here on the part of the blue side of the court. Slow ball from Mike Boy. Rizex can clear that out of position. They're still going to keep the pressure going for 1BIM, 2BAM, and actually get close to the net in doing so. Off that stealing, Justice will bounce it off the backboard. It will be played. Third man coming forward from Stake. Disrupted by one player, 50-50, can only go wide.
Yeah, and again, tension rises. One goal to take it all here. Good movement downfield here from Justice as he's using that wall very effectively. Steals the 100 boost, and you can tell that the lads of 1BIM, 2BAM want to lock their opponent into the opposite side. However, the lads of Vertex are using that air brilliantly to try and maneuver it away.
Oh, just hit off by Duman. Mike Boy still there for a strike, but Stake could not bump the positions of the players in net. Pass back to Mike Boy cross field. Good shot that again is just pushed out by Koku. He's taking it wide. Stake can't dunk it down. Duman and Rizek struggling to get in the position to get this clear out the corner. As Mike Boy controls and Duman bounces back. Mike Boy back onto the backboard. It will be teed off by Koka, followed up by Justice. Koka there with another good response to the center line. Stake now with his own control, not past Duman though. Good stuff being held by the back line of Vertex. It is looking a bit shaky from 1BIM, 2BAM. The Vertex of their own right, they're able to just about hold on, clear back over. That's a shot. The rotations in from Justice just holds again, keeping it away from scoring a goal. We're 2 minutes into this OT, still 0-0 for just game one, by the way, I should add. Neither side able to break the defense.
Yeah, and again, that's coming down to a lot of commitment issues.
Uh-oh.
Oh no, good on the line. Sort of composition coming out from Coca there, just to hold his nerves. Many players were just instantly jumped and threw it all away, but the pressure is starting to be applied by the 1BIM, 2BAM side, who have just looked that slight little bit better.
Coca and Rizek trying to back pass to Duman. He maintains control inside that corner. Justice there to disrupt it. Pass up to Coca. Great aerial receive. That one's going to go off the backboard. And the third player will not be able to come in just yet. Rizek will waste a lot of his boost to keep that pressure, however, inside the blue corner. Duman challenge on Justice. Puts it out over to the orange corner. Followed up by Rizek. So Mike Boy tried to take control. A very back and forth level of Rocket League, a ping-pong style, if you will. Usually get to steal it in the early part of game one. Not here in overtime. That demo from Rizex, though, starts to get a bit more physical. Takes Stake out of the play. Rizex will follow up, passing it to Duman. That's looking good, but a great cut-off again. 1BIM, 2BAM, recognizing the importance of the defense. They're able to maintain with some very good intercepts.
And again, that's come down to Vertex really stepping it up. You can see they're trying to get those passing plays going now. No longer just straight to net. A little bit of a sloppy defense come out there, but they close down Rizex nicely. Ball into center is going to be damage in here as no one's home, and they are so lucky, 1BIM, 2BAM. They've got to get their act together.
Stake just getting back into the back line, but you are right, that defensive has been looking pretty sloppy so far. Justice bounced off the corner board. Stake to receive in the midfield as Duman will get that clear through. Rizex puts it up. Duman trying to receive, trying to bump someone out, but no one's there. Mike Boy gets high and gets off the backboard to ensure that it does not go in. 4 minutes of OT, a pretty long and lengthy one. It's not record breaking just yet, but the way this is going, it's very easily spiral out of control, Bacon. Stake set up off the backboard, second touchdown for Mike Boy, and he does beat out the defensive much better. 420 plays it, and it's a first, a game for Bim Bam.
Finally, after all that hard work, this game felt like a bus with square wheels. That final play makes up for it, Jay.
Absolutely, finally for Bim Bam, they are going to get that first game on the board. That took a little bit of time though, and again, I want to kind of put a bit of blame to the defensive of both sides. From Bim Bam especially, it looked relatively sloppy, Bacon. You pointed that out very early on. On the attack as well, okay.
The attacks were just very much shoot at net, very solo, just hard shots, almost like what you quite often see from, if we take the high-level K-Dot, but they're not moving that defense about. They weren't getting those bumps, those demos in, so it's not going to work. The defense just given an easy job, and then not really capitalizing when that defense was not ready, when there's rotational issues. Both these two teams have a lot to work on. I saw in chat earlier, this is the lowest level of Rocket League they've seen so far, and I'm surprised to see that as well, because this should not be happening. What?
What was that? Are you kidding me? Is that really the first goal?
First goal for Vertex, anyway. Blimey.
First goal of the game, and it's Stake that scores an own one. Couldn't get back behind the line in this case, so couldn't get it out of the way. Now that was a little bit of an intermission, I guess you can say. I'm completely stunned at that. I didn't think that was going to go in.
Because
it might just be the wake-up call,
about that bad defense, and hopefully that's finally the proof in the pudding. These two teams, and that passing play, finally, some good challenges.
Yeah, but great defensive now again from Team Vertex, not allowing this first go in the early minute at least. Got pressure again from Mike Boy and Justice, and Vertex will take control. 23 points of boost, can only carry it past one man, not past the second though. Mike Boy is ready to respond, as is Dumian, as is Coco, out to the midfield, bounce up from that blue side, and Dumian are going to take control. Tries to challenge on a Stake here, could set up a great dunk down shot, it bounces off that crease, but Vertex challenged by Stake, that's still on target, and Justice is able to read it. Challenge on Coco, can't recover the play and the pressure for Vertex, so it is returned back over to their half, and they maintain control on 1 BIM 2 BAM.
Nice little play with pace there from Doom so they didn't just hit it straight into the attacker. Really knowing what to do in that scenario and how to ease the problems, but this little touch here, nearly risky as Justice. Wanted to get a back pass, but it's hard to do in those scenarios.
Couple of mistakes being made. No. Mike Boy can challenge and contest, and unfortunately the backline was not ready for this one for Vertex. That touch from Justice to able to get it out. And two players committing, Vertex could not get that second touch, and that will be the first scored by 1 BIM 2 BAM.
Yeah, once again, Mike Boy had to go up in the air and risk it. He decided really well to drop that on down defense, not lined up for it. Near enough thrown all their eggs in one basket.
That bounce is awkward. Mike Boy can take control. Stake so set up for the shot, but one quick rotation in from Vertex will just control and keep it away. Justice now flick to the backboard. No second player to try go in. Mike Boy will still pass down, however, for the midfield control. Coca intercepts on Justice's pass, and Stake brings it over to the box. Pass back down. Mike Boy tries to challenge on Dumian, but that ball's still going over to the blue half. Justice off the sideboard, carrying it off a quick ceiling pinch, trying to give it to a teammate, and again Coca able to challenge, able to just disrupt anything coming through from 1 BIM 2 BAM. Dumian trying to set up offensive, cleared away by Justice, no problem. Mike Boy can't quite follow it up just yet, but it will still play in Stake there with a shot. Dumian has no problem saving.
Good pressure being put down by Stake there. Now they need to start coiling up, getting that midfield in line. 1 BIM 2 BAM. That whiff will actually work out quite nicely. There's no one from 1 BIM 2 BAM was sort of ready for it. You saw Justice there have to get up high and just slows things down. A lot of time being given on over to these two teams and a lot of space being used. That double commit there though, I don't understand why.
Again, defensive just looking a bit awkward from several sides, and that might prove the point, but Justice is still there in the back line. The lone lurker coming out of the net to be able to clear it away, and now tries to follow through here off the back, but I don't think Dumian can get it. He will be able to just tee it off. Allow Vertex a little bit of control, but just like touches coming in, Stake can challenge. Go to that corner, Mike Boy there to play it to the backboard. Third player to come in is Justice, but he is a little bit too high for it, pushing Doomman out the way as the clear comes out directly on target for Coca. Follow up from Vertex as well, could put it right on target, right there off the post. It bounces to the other side, Coca tries to maintain control, goes straight in, but Mike Boy swings out wide, comes back into the box, into the net for the save. And one Bim, two Bam don't concede the lead, they almost gain it instead with a counter attack that almost goes well for Mike Boy.
Yeah, this counter-attack has been massive because notice how the tides have just completely turned. That little double touch there from Justice off the wall. You can see once the pace is picking up, the 1 Bim, 2 Bam side is looking better. That's because they're comfortable at that pace. It looks awkward when it's slow, so Vertex will probably want this game to slow down. 1 Bim, 2 Bam, they're going to be trying to rev up those engines.
Ball in for Doomman. Over to Mike Boy's position. Justice also did a bounce out from the corner, set up for Mike Boy to find that clear up and over. Coco will be able to take it to the corner. Out to the center line again. Good semi-doink, I guess you could say. I think that was a second flip in there, but Justice now controlling past Coco. Sort of. Whatever. 60 seconds left. And Mike Boy has control. Again, trying to get some clears going. Not great, fast touches or fast shots coming through from the 1 Bim, 2 Bam side. Time is a ticking. Stake going to try for another shot that Koga should be able to defend. Again, slow balls coming through. They're just trying to maintain that pressure. Go in for the backboard play. Justice beats out the last man and gets the lead finally for his side.
Right, now, Jay, you've got questions. The lads from Vertex have 38 seconds to get an equalizer. That was a very nice goal. Brilliant little setup there from Mike Boy, and the jump in from Justice, brilliant. But Vertex, this slow pace, like I said, is a good strat, or are they just going to go throwing everything out the window to try and just get that one goal and send us to another overtime? But that post hit, nice.
Yeah, that's not a great time. Not a great time for the orange side of the field. It's Mike Boy in with a third for his side, a second for him overall and individually. It's a great performance from him and a great performance from 1 Bim, 2 Bam. Vertex are struggling to keep up with this. And the Bim Bam side could be on the precipice of RLRS already. Doomman in with a receiver off the backboard, leaving it to the center, blocked off by Mike Boy. Rizek there to recover, but he needs to get this goal in. We'll leave it for Doomman to try and redirect off the backboard. Coca's too far forward, tries to control, but stay perfectly in position to deny. Rizek back over to that corner, but time is a ticking. And the sands of time don't stop for no one, and it won't stop for Vertex. It's looking like game 2 to the favor of 1 Bim, 2 Bam, 2-0 in this series. There's that super last second clutch goal coming out again from Mike Boy. Well played for him. MVP for my expert stakes in this match.
Yeah, definitely. That setup, brilliant. He's been a crucial part to this team all the way through. The strange thing of this side is, of course, you've got that duo play coming out from Mike Boy and Justice, but Stake, you have to notice where he's on his own for a lot of these plays. And essentially that third man, it's almost like old school NRG, Jacob, near enough being a lot of the time upfield. However, with this, Stake tends to be more in the defense, and he's just having to see what his two teammates are doing and then flow into them. And it allows Justice and Mike Boy to do their own thing without having any stress. So they've got a lad that's focusing on killing.
2-0 at this stage for 1 Bim, 2 Bam, and we could be looking at another 3-0 here on the stream. Certainly surprising, let's put it that way. Ball in out from Mike Boy again to that corner. Rizek and Stake challenging for contention of this corner. And Justice in the midfield to receive it, passed out from Rizek over to Coca's position. Stake tries to insert himself into that line and deny everything possible. But for the moment here, very early style of game coming in from both sides. Passed out from Rizek to Coca. That's a nice infield. Justice can be able to deny though, and no one's in the box to punish that awkward position. Doomman challenging off that corner. No boost available from his. Got to leave it to a teammate. And again, these weak touches are leaving a little bit of breathing room for Vertex. Allowed to keep this pressure rolling as a result. Bounced up from the corner directly into the center line. Could be coming in for a shot for the third player, but they've exhausted all their boosts. Still keeping off the backboard. Again into Rizek's shot, but Doomman. Slow balls and no boost available. They will be forced to rotate back on the Vertex side.
Yeah, and that's just because it was a bit awkward. Rizek's moved a little bit too far upfield. Again, you can't blame him massively for it because he's just trying to get in the right place and you're taking that risk. But whatever they do, it doesn't seem to work on out, and you can't find any flaw to it. It's just things aren't turning out their way,
They need to find a way to turn it to their way though. They are running out of options. Mike Boy into the box. Vertex seeing off alongside Stake and might be able to respond. Vertex comes forward and Justice keeps it alive. Up high again from the corner into the midfield. Coca with a response, and White Boy takes it up and over again into D-Man's position, trying to set up that pressure, the pressure that may have been able to give him so much earlier on Vertex. Stake from the corner to the center. It's Coca and Rizex again to receive on the other end of the field. Mike Boy and Stake will be able to pass between each other. D-Man tries to maintain pressure. It will be successful for the most part. Again, these balls are getting very dangerously close to the box and to the net. Rizex Impact might be able to go for a solo play. Second touch, dunk down too high off the crossbar, so no chance today.
Yeah, and you can see what I mean with that second follow through. Justice right on the line, holds it. There was a little bit of a bump in defense, but Mike Boy is shadowing, doing brilliant there. That bump, open net opportunity, top left corner. They had to work for this, so just congratulate Vertex for that continuous pressure, 100% commitment to this.
Rizex bumping the last man out, forcing the open goal from 1BIM to BAM, and finally they concede a lead back to the Vertex side here. Exactly what we wanted to see out of this one. Finally a game going, or a goal going towards their favor, now potentially a game as well. Keep this one as even as possible. Mike Boy though has other ideas. He dribbles it up over to the backboard. Teed off by Rizex. Stake will be able to challenge against him. Back over from that corner. Coca with the receival. Justice also being challenged inside that orange half. It will be teed away by Vertex eventually. Dumayan off the backboard. Justice at the receive. Awkward touch though.
Sloppy.
And he slips it past him. And that's the key word today, I think, Bacon. Sloppy, sloppy, sloppy from 1BIM to BAM.
Yeah, Justice wanting to pick that up in a sort of little bit of a dribble, but no, that bounced off, damaging him, and just Dumain for the chase up, all that pressure, really, really effective.
Brilliant stuff. 2-0, Team Vertex, maintaining control. Let's see if they can maintain control for another game out here. They've got 2 minutes to defend against those 2 goals, and the pressure starting to mount up for Justice and Co, but they won't keep it for long here. Quick returns coming up from Vertex for the most part throughout this game, and they'll continue with this one right here. Dumayan over to the sideboard, will be forced to fall back. I believe Coca to take control as he now has the best position to try and dribble it inside that net. We'll get close to it, but Mike Boy comes out with a challenge. Rizex, the backboard. Justice takes it over again to the midfield when Mike Boy is able to receive it. Coca comes up with another good 50-50 into the corner. Dumayan beats out one, can't beat the second though. Stake just gets there in time, pushes it out of the way.
This is some great pressure coming out from Vertex right now. They're not allowing their opponents to get into their half. Demo brilliant onto Mike Boy. We'll just alleviate this. Rizex looking for that back pass. Great from Dumain putting this high as well. We'll just put that pressure on. They're running out the clock here. I know it's only 2 goals, but they're trying to be safe, which you can't blame them here because they're just playing by numbers, Jay.
Justice with a second touch to Mike Boy, not committing to the offensive. They need to commit everything they've got. They need a goal right now. Coca almost scored a third for his side. It's just not going to go in the end. Ball up, Justice receiving. Rizex able to block it off one more time. Coca gets it past Stake. Now back over to Mike Boy's position. Dumayan trying to see if he can continue with the pressure. Will be forced to fall back inside that orange part. Good challenge, 50-50 will go wide. 1BIM, 2 BAM need to work off this corner position. They have Stake challenging again. Justice and Mike Boy both held out to the left-hand side of their net, and that allows Coca a bit of a chance to try and abuse their positions here. Stake over to that corner, 30 seconds remaining. Mike Boy bounce back, chance set up. This is Justice opportunity to dunk it right down. 2 players on the backboard though, and Rizex can get a very strong touch back in. Mike Boy tries to get it over to Justice, but he hasn't got enough boost. 10 seconds remaining. They need a goal and a kickoff right now. As the sands of time again run low on 1BIM, 2 BAM. The clear will come through, and as you say, it's not going to happen. 1 game on the board for Vertex. They're going to stay alive in the series.
Yeah, and you could see Twitch chat really starting to hype up after that first goal on Vertex. You can see the energy, the belief in this team is massive now, considering, Jay, they have got to pull off the reverse sweep. They got 1 down, but 2 to go.
We talked a lot about it earlier, the sloppiness of the 1BIM, 2 BAM defensive. They have got that offensive pressure that can work out to their favor, but for the most part, they were struggling in the back line, and finally, this is a game where Vertex were able to abuse that over and over again. They were able to score 2 goals virtually uncontested. You know, only 4 saves of the of the 7 shots that they had onto the Vertex side. Of course, 3 did go in at the part of Rizek. It's a hat-trick for him, showing up in a big style fashion. And 1BIM, 2BAM do need to think about their current line of form here, because they have been struggling through games 1 and 2. Game 3 is where it looked the worst, and now Mike Boy is not even readying up. He's going to have a chat with his teammates. They need to figure out something.
This is long chat, and definitely what they need to. Communication has been a little bit off the 1BIM, 2BAM side. Again, we saw that from a lot of double commits. The only way they sort of kept up and it weren't even more dire in that game is purely due to that mechanical skill and placement of their shots, where essentially with their defense, they're putting the ball out wide and trying to slow it down so it wasn't as aggressive, but still, they're not getting brilliant control of the ball and control ground on the pitch. You'll notice they're stuck very much in their own half. They've got to change that around, and it's got to involve some passing plays and just basically a lot of ticky-tacky to each other.
Start again to the orange half, very similar to the way that 1BIM, 2BAM have started most of their games in this one. Able to return on the Vertex side, so again, very standard stuff on the back of the first kickoff. Justice and State will try to control Dume and bounce his second touch. If he left it out for Rizek, it might have had a shot coming through. Bounce up from Rizek, still has to control. 50-50 against one man, so close, but wide regardless. Rizek's not getting away alive on that one. Now Coca with its control out from the corner, picks up the 100 as well, going to rotate back and leave it for a teammate to come forward. It's Rizek's again, the main star in the early part of this game, and he might just make it work. Rizek scores the first in stylistic fashion from the orange half to the blue. With love, Rizek.
Yeah, an absolute unit here, barrels his way through. In the air, no doubt, those are so hard, and it comes down to that defense. Jump it up early, not having a massive amount of boost, and just has to near enough stake his claim on where it's going to drop. Picks wrong, and will pay the price.
Now Justice trying to break away of his own accord, beaten out by Rizek one more time, who's the main man, is doing every little bit apparently for Vertex. It's all Rizek. This is why he rhymes with the team name. 4 minutes on the clock, and we have found the first goal for the Vertex side. Ball out from the backboard, pushed dangerously inside that box. Slate's going to try and keep it going, but can only take it wide. No player over on that other side of the field to try and receive the shot. Now Coca breaks away. Justice got a challenge, and he will be successful in doing so. The State with another good 50-50 allows the majority of the control to still favor Vertex. They can't get the capitalization. The State bounce from the corner into Mike Boy. Backboard play. This could be a beautiful sequence, but blocked by Rizek again. Justice leaves it for Mike Boy to try and keep it going, but Dumayan given the perfect chance to clear, and he will take it.
I'm noticing as well from both Justice and Mike Boy, there's a little bit of indecision at the moment. They've got to clear that up. That's a brilliant little pop. But Coca is just beating him. It's Fennec against Fennec here, and I'm loving seeing it.
Fennec fans around the world will be happy to see that at least. Certainly you seem to be. Ball in for Mike Boy, almost intercepting Rizek, but again it's too far wide. The touching is just enough to keep it away from the man. As Dumayan goes up trying to pinch it, that's a fastball. Oh my god, is that on? No. What the hell, Dumayan? 2-0 for Vertex.
Oh, and I'm using the back it's more plug-in right now, so I can't even see Mike Boy's boost. That, it was a bold move to go for the pinch and should really not have paid off, but he caught the lads of 1BIM, 2BAM completely off guard. They weren't expecting it. They'll pay the price.
Cooks here will be proud. I think a lot of people in the Vertex fandom are really proud right about now as well. It's just looking great for them. They've maintained control of Game 3. They've currently got full control of Game 4. Still a half a match to go. And a 2-0 can be returned against.
1BIM, 2BAM have no boost at the moment, by the way.
Yeah, they're being starved. That 100 picked up. Now they set up again, Mike Boy over to Justice, trying to get the breakaway. They did pick up some from the midfield, so they do have a little bit to work with, but not a whole lot. State 50-50 to the blackboard. Coca can receive, clear it out to the midfield. Justice back down to Mike Boy. That's perfect placement, and they do get it past the defense. Finally, things are starting to spool up for the 1BIM, 2BAM side.
Notice the difference here. 1BIM, 2BAM. State going straight in there, getting that down, removing the back defender. That infield pass was brilliant. Of course, it also meant that Justice could have gone back into defense if he didn't play out. And then, of course, Mike Boy coming through to put that final shot on. That was an amazing play coming out from 1BIM, 2BAM. We need more of that. They need to start stacking themselves up into more structured set pieces, because that is where they shine brightest.
Oh, but Coca with this clear, no one to clear it off the backboard, just pushed away. Static gets it out, sitting on the line for 3 full seconds, and fortunately, one BIM, two BAM, their rotations just come up in time. The ball into that corner. State tries to get it out of the way. Mike Boy comes up with a shot. Dumain can block it, take it over to the right-hand side. Follow up from Justice, passes into Mike Boy. He hasn't got enough boost in that position as well. Beat into the ball. Dumain with a big miss. It's all left to Rizex. Flicks it up past nobody. As the midfield block comes in from one BIM, two BAM. Dumain is going to try and walk off that again. Good 50-50. Rizex could counteract. He actually does get a shot in, and it goes in as well. Pinching off the crossbar, bouncing back off the last man in the defense. It's 3-1. Vertex reinstate the 2.
And sheer panic here coming out from defense. Stake, no right to jump up for that ball. The double commit in defense is what hurt them. They've got to get talking to each other right now, because one BIM, two BAM are scarily looking like he's closing on into that reverse sweep.
Ah, big miss from Mike Boy. I believe that was swinging in. We'll try bump defensive out the way, but he really should have found that shot. Dumain controls, flicks it past one. Second player should be able to receive, but 60 seconds left on the clock, and Rizex pinching in. It will go wide. Not on target this time. Maybe that's a bit of a saving grace for one BIM, two BAM, but they've got to work hard to get it back down the other end of the field and get some shots that go in the back of the net. They are 2 goals down, 40 seconds left, and they just can't seem to get any sort of control out here.
Oh, look at this, Rizex one-on-one, that's the pop over. Does he have the boost to touch it back
Nice.
in? Yes, he does. What a little trick coming out from Rizex.
I'd like to retract my earlier statement.
Oh no,
One
he
BIM,
didn't
two
get the
BAM.
second touch, it was Stake.
All right then, fair play. Well, I think that pretty much seals the deal on game 4 here, Bacon, I won't lie. 30 seconds to secure 3. It'll have to be some serious quick counter-attacking skill coming out from one BIM, two BAM, and Dumain's got all the control. If he pinches this in, he will not, fortunately. But still the pressure, and that should just about be enough to, again, keep things under control for Vertex. 2 sloppy game victories for one BIM, two BAM, but 2 solid games victories returning for the Vertex side. The 10-second countdown starts as game 4 comes to end. It's going to be 2-2, reverse sweep on for the Vertex side as they try their final chance to qualify for the RLRS.
And this game is massive. Rizex, Coca, and Dumain have been part of the community for ages, for years. Literally, they've been Community Cup champions since year 1. I can remember Dumain back on the Team Enjoy days, you know? And so this is almost the old guard after all those years of grinding, finally getting that reward. One BIM, two BAM is more for the younger kids. Of course, Stake has also been around the community scene for absolutely ages, but Mike Boy and Justice sort of a bit newer coming from the, Benelux region. We'll see what comes out. Is it going to be that sheer perseverance from Vertex after years of trying, or is it going to be one BIM, two BAM finally hitting their marks? You got to remember, MCOM were one of the favorite teams last RLRS plans, and it didn't happen. They fell on the day. This time round, they're so close, but only 1 out of 2 will be able to make it, Jay, here in Game 5.
2 stories of grinding, 2 stories of teams that have fought and always missed the mark. Will it be the success story for one BIM, two BAM? Will it be the success story for Vertex? We're about to find out. It's game 5, and Rizex already tries for the first shot on target. Justice able to get back in time and get the clear. Coca and Rizex return over to the orange half all the same, and again, it's Rizex able to get it over on the clear into the blue half once again. Dumain, good challenge on Justice, gets it over to that corner, and Rizex goes up high, but hasn't got the boost to go out and swing for it. Mike Boy in with a challenge that is pretty dangerous, but Rizex will get back to it out to the center line. Mike Boy's too far forward to try and commit to a shot.
Yeah, I don't care who you're supporting at the moment, but make yourselves heard in Twitch chat. I'm talking some real Goku levels spirit bombs now, Jay. They've got to take in all your energy, all those thoughts, because they're going to need it for this win, and all this pressure coming out from one BIM, two BAM. Finally starting to look alive, but where is the follow-up, Jay?
Nowhere to be seen. They're rotating back. Going back for boost because they run out of it. They couldn't come in with a follow-up. They need to manage that a bit better because that was the perfect chance to strike Meanwhile, Dumayen will be challenged on his own perfect chances. Justice gets the clear. Stake goes in with a shot, and Koka just gets it out of the way. Still teed up for Stake to go up high. Go for the shot. It's going to go high once again off the crossbar instead of back into the back of the net. So in the first minute and a half, it looks like it's a 0-0 game. Justice will try and change that off to the backboard one more time. Vertex is able to receive and clear it downfield. They have stolen the boost from the midfield though, so once again, 1 BIM, 2 BAM will be forced to put back over Vertex. Passing to Dumayen, really good shots! Brilliant stuff from Vertex, and now the team play is looking great. What can 1 BIM, 2 BAM do to turn it around?
I don't know, but Vertex really has been unleashed here today. He is on fire. And he is scoring, he's set it up, he's doing everything.
Tee off ball, off the backboard, Koka and Vertex to get it out of the way. They've got to get some sort of challenge over to that blue half. They get that second goal, and that is what has won them every single time. The little intricacies of getting away that little buffer. Stake and Mike Boy will try and get the pressure going. They've had a lot of pressure so far in this one, and it looks like it might just work out. No! Pixels to the right, and that would have gone in, but it doesn't go in today for 1 BIM, 2 BAM. They have to go back to the blue half and return all the same. Mike Boy will be able to challenge the midfield control, but Vertex takes that clear right back to the bank and right back to the blue net.
You can see now as well, 1 BIM, 2 BAM, not structuring themselves up correctly, not positioning themselves to get these passing plays working. They're their own worst enemies right now. They've got into their own heads. They've really got to turn this around, and well done by Stake and Justice there on the back lines.
You can feel every single goal having the potential to go in at this stage. Case in point, a slow one from Vertex that followed up here by Dumayen, but it's too wide to the right-hand side, so no chance today. My Boy setting up Justice, bouncing off that corner. He will push Koka out the way. My Boy's going to pass back to Stake. Great sequence, but Stake's a bit too far forward. Will try control it off the backboard. Koka misses. White Boy comes in, but Dumayen shuts it down. What a save indeed as he gets it off the ceiling. Returns back to Vertex, right on target. Justice also comes up clutch.
Yeah, from the start of this series where it looked so low in the skill level, you can see these two teams have really stepped it on up, especially the
What?
But no! What is that touch? How?
What? What was this? Oh, Stake! Oh, Stake!
I can see right now both Jay and Craftman and myself with our heads in our hands after that one. The lads of 1 BIM, 2 BAM have got to have some miracle right now to get 2 goals back. They do have 1 minute 30, so it is doable, but the task is momentous.
It won't be doable if Koka keeps challenging like that. Dumayen also here to the midfield. Justice takes it from the corner, bounce up from Vertex, takes it back to the midfield. Mike Boy continuing the pressure, though, good 50-50, might set up Stake for a receiver against Koka, but it goes so far as the box, but no further than that. Justice again to the backboard, no one in the midfield to receive. Mike Boy will come up quick, pass back, Justice there to receive it. Dumayen cuts it off instead. And now 60 seconds, the gong will sound indicating pressure. Demo in from Dumayen, though no one's in the net. Stake's going to try and get back Vertex controls. And even if they can't get this in, they've stalled for precious seconds off the clock here. Dumayen beating out the first, trying to get it past the second, but Mike Boy comes up, gets it out from the corner, tries to start up the counter-attack. They need one right now.
They really do with 45 left, and you can see they're turtled into their own half because they're so low on boost. The pressure from Vertex is outstanding. My Boy finally going to get a touch away and does link up with Stake. This is good to find Justice, but Justice now needs to get the hit, but no, Koka denies.
Oh no.
That ball's away, and Vertex are running it to net. Vertex now 1 apiece. These 3 Musketeers are looking good to go into RLRS.
Stakes called it. Stakes just said GG's in chat. I think he might be right, Bacon. This would have to be some clutch stuff from 1 BIM, 2 BAM to try and get us back into this series. And I just don't think it's happening. Mike Boy bumped out of the way for 20 seconds. And there's no chance. Stake, all a formality. Koka will put one in. And if that last goal didn't seal the deal, this one does. 4-0, 12 seconds left. Vertex will beat 1 BIM, 2 BAM to claim the 5th spot from the play-ins into the RLRS.
Yeah, and Koka there just now well and truly sticking it. It's harsh, but we know this Stake This 1-bim, 2-bam side is well and truly done.
What a game, and a reverse sweep from Vertex. It just can't get any sweeter for them. 4-0 in game 5, and again, after such a shaky start from 1-bim, 2-bam, claiming that match point, Vertex able to go all the way. Man, what a showing we've seen from these guys. Like, again, I gotta take my hats off to them. It takes some real guts and some real real tenacity, some real sort of I don't know, just some stonewall stoic sort of nature to yourselves to be able to hold on for that long and being able to hold on to the reverse sweep. It's brilliant stuff. Crafter is joining us back. Welcome back, man. How you doing?
My oh my, what a series that was. The start of that Bim Bam, they looked really shaky really from the outset, and in my opinion, they really stole the first couple of games, especially that game 1, because like you guys were saying, they were just getting attacked so hard in their own half, and they had no chance of breaking out. It was just that one little bit when it got to overtime, and that was like a 3.5, 4 minute overtime, something like that. It was ridiculously long.
420.
Oh yeah, so it was. It was 420. Of course it was. But they really stole that game, and then really from game 3 onwards, the cracks started to show, and Vertex got into their own, and there really wasn't much they could do about that. But Stake right at the end as well. Bacon, you saying we were all holding our heads, like wondering what happened. I still don't know what happened. Like, you guys had reacted. I was watching the stream. I was like, oh, what happened? Oh, that happened. Oh my goodness.
It was just sheer panic, wasn't it? Essentially,
Yeah.
when you're in that sort of case. He didn't get the touch he was expecting. He wanted to pinch in, push out towards the corner, and then didn't happen. So he just dive bombed it down and kamikazed himself in that scenario.
Yeah, and when you're really striving to find any goal that you can, any play that you can, you're going to try some desperate stuff. But Bim Bam, they were definitely the worst out of the two teams. Vertex played phenomenally well, and they really have earned their spot in the rival series here, Jay.
Again, you know, they pulled off a full-on reverse sweep. You know, not many teams can do that. You know, it is only 3 games, but it's 3 games in a row. And when you have that much pressure on you, sometimes you don't always mount up to it. So, you know, credit to them to be able to hold their own. And again, just being able to fire away in that respect. You know, they held their nerve, they held their stoic nature, and they got those 3 games. And they punished a lot of them with cracks that were showing from 1-bim, 2-bam. You mentioned it earlier. I'd argue that the cracks were showing from game 1. You know, one of the key things that Bacon kept saying was sloppy defense and constantly from that blue side of the court. And yeah, that's the kind of issue that I think kind of pushed it over the Vertex in the end.
And it was the defense that really let them down. They held their own when it came to the offense, but when it came to defending their net, Vertex was just picking holes in them every single time. And Bacon, you described it best: sloppy.
Yeah, definitely. But at least we've got 1 game down, and we've got probably what will be the sloppiest game down, because we've got 3 more series up on stream, guys, and we have got the 6 confirmed teams for us waiting in the wings. I'm so excited for this, you know? It's RORS plans, baby, and it's good.
Yeah, the road to Madrid really starts now, doesn't it? I mean, we've got RLCS starting next week, the rival series. This is the road to Season 9 LAN even. But of course, the road to Madrid starts now, and we are your exclusive home of the play-ins here on Rival Esports. We're going to take a short break while we get the next match set up, which is going to be E-Girls versus the Underwater Squad. You do not want to miss it. Be right back. We'll see you after the break.